two things about Africans. One, remember, entertainment was not a thing for us. When our parents were coming up, it was like you go to school, become a doctor, lawyer, pilot, all this type.
She's never like, hey, you wanna go buy a ticket to go see? No, it's not about it.
I remember there was a time event. I told my dad I want to go
to a concert.
No, I wanna go to an acting school. He was like, have you ever seen any African acting? I was like, nah. Get your ass in here.
That's good. That's really good. That's really good.
What do you want to study in school?
I think I want to be an art major, Dad.
Okay, fill out the medical school application.
No, Dad, I want to be an art major.
Art?
Yeah, look at these successful people.
You want to study art?
Yeah.
Hey, my son wants to live on the street. My son wants to live on the street. What are you doing with art?
I want to be creative and happy.
Creative or happy? You'll be making no money. You'll be happy drawing pictures under the bridge. Oh yeah, fill out the application. Fill out the doctor application. Art. Fill it out.
Struggling. So there's some people finishing high school and their parents are like, nah, you can go to college. And or the parents are like, you can go to this college, not this one, or you can study this, you cannot start this.
We could continue watching clips like this till dawn, as there are gazillions of them spread across various social media platforms. And some of you will be like, oh, that's what you want to talk about? It's a reason why, even though we know what the movie is all about, well, we still spend the buck at the cinema. Now, as an African, have you ever found yourself in a situation where your career choice was made by everyone else but you? Why do so many African students believe that STEM programs are the only ticket to success and business or social studies are seen as a plan B? What if I told you that this mindset is limiting us more than it's helping us? Hi everyone, I'm Jerry Rollins, and today we are diving into a real conversation happening across student communities and beyond. It's about how we view academic disciplines, especially the perceived superiority of engineering over business or social sciences. We will talk about why this belief exists, how it affects relationships, career choices, and most importantly, Africa's development, and why it might be time for a serious mindset shift. Let's be honest. In many African communities, engineering is seen as a gold standard. If you're dating an engineering student, it's almost like dating future money, a future CEO, and not a company executive. Some female students, not all, tend to gravitate towards engineering or STEM students with the belief that they are going to earn more, get better jobs abroad, and bring financial stability. Meanwhile, students studying business, sociology, or communications are sometimes seen as, well, less ambitious or less serious. But here is the problem with that thinking. It's based on outdated assumptions. This mindset didn't appear out of nowhere. It comes from years of societal conditioning where African families were taught that becoming a doctor, pilot, or lawyer was the only way to be respected. Think about it. After the independences, many African countries were more concerned about their political landscape, and most citizens in leading academic institutions were directed towards political sciences. That's why till this day, many so-called democratic countries such as South Africa, Cameroon, or Tanzania have elites working in fields for which they did not acquire any specific qualification or training. For example, Angie Mosheka is a South African politician who graduated in educational sciences, now serving as the Minister of Defense since July 2024. Or Louis Paul Mutaze, the current Cameroonian Minister of Finance. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that one has to always work within his or her field of study. But the issue here is that while Western countries regulate every single field of study in order to make sure that every industry does not lack the necessary workforce, there is something else happening in Africa worth pointing out and leading to most challenges every African country is facing. Engineering in particular has become a symbol of hard work, where those who mostly thrive possess a higher intellectual IQ, something that made sense during colonial and post-independence eras. African governments needed engineers to build infrastructures. But guess what? Times have changed. Africa is not just building roads, it's building economies, it's building startups, digital banks, and social enterprises. And that's where the story changes. Africa now is a continent of entrepreneurs. Over 60% of the population is under 25, and jobs in the formal sector are simply not enough. This means one thing: Africa must create their own opportunity, or Africans. Then enters the business graduate. Training strategy, operations, marketing, and finance. The person who can turn a great idea into a profitable company or take an engineer's innovation and make it scalable. Think about it. A tech solution by an engineer is great, but without someone to market it, manage the supply chain, raise capital, and reach customers, it remains an idea. That's why parents sometimes don't understand the fact his or her child comes back home with a master or a PhD in biochemical engineering or in computer science and is unable to directly impact the life of their family members, because what your family immediately needs is how to manage the corner shop, upscale the farming business, not to mention the lack of stable network for the implementation of digital solutions or adequate infrastructures, drawing or pulling the diaspora down. In Europe, engineering degrees can often lead to stable, well-paying jobs in tech firms, manufacturing or infrastructure projects. Business graduates also find opportunities in consulting, finance, and corporate roles. In Africa, while many formal sectors are still developing, the path isn't always clear. An engineer graduate may struggle to find a job without connections, while a business graduate may start a small enterprise and employ 5 people in a month. Business has to be taken seriously and differently. It's not about which degree is better, but which skill set is more adaptable in different environments. In Europe, the system supports both. In Africa, the entrepreneurial spirit of business grads is often leading the way. Look at people like Tony Elumelu, a business mogul who's investing in African entrepreneurship, or students in the diaspora starting clothing brands, export businesses, or social enterprises that connect Africa to the world. They are not engineers, they are strategic thinkers, communicators, marketers, people with business acumen who saw a need and filled it. Even in tech, business roles are essential. Product managers, operation directors, growth strategists, all roles typically held by business graduates. We need to stop measuring intelligence or potential based on the difficulty of solving an equation. Yes, Africa needs engineers, but it also needs leaders, communicators, salespeople, marketers, and managers. We need to value the business student who's learning how to build African brands, how to scale local businesses, and how to manage people effectively. Because when those engineers graduate and want to build a tech startup, guess what they'll be calling? You, the business mind who knows how to structure a company. If you ever felt like your course of study wasn't good enough because it wasn't engineering or medicine, and wondered along the way how you will find a job in your country once you're done, I hope this video gives you a new perspective. Guys, let's start valuing all disciplines, because Africa doesn't just need builders, it needs thinkers, strategists, and doers. So what do you think? Should we start reshaping the narrative around what success looks like for African students? Drop your thoughts in the comment below, and I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this.